So now I see only 15 students. So I am Professor Obhijit Bishwas, head of the department. Classes on this subject, that is materials and physical electronics. And before that, you introduce yourself. Just keep your video on so that I can see at least. So first is this Gourango. Gourango Das, you start. Gourango, please turn on your video.
Okay, sir.
Okay. You introduce.
Vidyalaya.
Okay. So you are from this 4-year course, no?
Yes, sir.
You joint entrance.
Hmm.
You got admission through joint entrance. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next, Alamgir Shapui.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is your background?
I am from Calcutta, in Thakurpur Bazaar.
From which school?
Bratachari Vidyashram.
Okay. You got admission through this joint entrance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Next, Archana Kumari.
Yes, sir.
So turn your video on and introduce
Sir,
yourself.
sir, actually, okay.
Which
So
place?
I'm basically from Bokaro Stel City in Jharkhand state. I also got admitted in this college via WebG examination.
Okay. So where do you stay here? In a hostel?
No, I'm staying in my home now because online classes are going on. So,
But I think your offline classes may start shortly. It's
okay.
not yet
So,
confirmed, but we are trying to start at least for these practical classes, and I will tell you later through your coordinator.
okay. So try to inform us at least 5 days in advance so that, I mean, it will take time to shift there, right? So, if it will be possible, try to inform us
But as
five
soon
days in
as
advance.
we get Arijit, Arijit Chakraborty. Uh-huh. Okay, okay, thank you. Next, Orko, mic up.
Yes, sir. So actually, my webcam is having some issues.
Okay, you just introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. I am Orko Maikab. I am from Bansroni area, that is south of Kolkata, and I did my 12th from BDM International, that is situated in near Narendrapur. And I got admitted here through WebG.
Okay. Now, Orko Prabhu Das.
Yes, sir. I am Orga Prabhu Das. I am from Sir Bankuda and I passed my 12th exam from Bankuda Jala School. And
So
I,
where do you
I
You have here any rented one, or you have already applied for a hostel?
Sir, we have applied for hostel through the dashboard mode, but
Okay.
we did not, sir,
You did not get any reply.
any replies.
Okay. Okay. So now Arnab Bodua.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
So you introduce yourself from
Yeah.
which school you have passed out?
Yes, I am from North 24 Parganas, North Barakpur, and I have passed out from Army Public School, Barakpur, and I am here as a BTech course in CU, qualified from WBJE.
Okay. Now Deep Mandal.
Yes, sir. I am Deep Mondal.
Sir, I am already introduced myself.
Oh, you have already watched the first Mrinal Rajok. Mrinal Rajok.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
But
Can you hear me?
turn on your video. Not
Okay, sir.
working. From?
Yes, I from BSc, Asutosh College. From Asutosh College, I did my BSc, and I got admitted.
You are from lateral entry. You got admitted here through lateral entry.
Yes, sir, yes, I've got.
Yeah. And what was your honors subject? Physics or?
Yes, sir. Yes. My honor subject was physics.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then Shahana.
Yes, sir. I live near Domdom area, and I'm from BTech 4 year,
Okay.
and I studied in Gokhale Memorial Girls School.
Okay. Then who are left? Shayan Hodip Banerjee.
Yes, sir. I am Shahanudip Banerjee and I am from Narendrapur area and I have completed my class 12 from Pathfinder Higher Secondary Public School, Jodhpur Park.
So you keep the attendance of all your friends, means classmates, and you
Okay,
will
sir.
send this
Okay, sir.
attendance to my email. Okay.
Okay,
Whenever
sir.
I will take online classes, you collect the screenshot from here, or you give this attendance and send me through my email. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then Shravani Bag.
Hello, sir. I am Shravani Bag.
I cannot see your face because the light is not there.
Sir, maybe
Yes.
sir, network issue.
Okay.
Sir, I am from Pandua, Hugli, and sir, I completed my 12th from Sultanpur Tulsidas Pita Mandir, and I got admitted WBJE.
Okay. Next, Saraswat. Shashwat Das.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you
My name
introduce yourself.
is I live in Damdam. I have completed my class 12 from Kendriya Vidyalaya, Ordnance Factory, Damdam.
Okay. Then Shovik Chatterjee.
Good evening, sir. I am Shovik Chatterjee. I live in Chandanagar. I complete my standard 12 from Techno India, Chinsura.
Okay. Sridhar Samanto.
Hello, sir. I am Sridhar Samanto and I joined after completed my physics honors from Uttarpar Raja Parimohan College.
Okay.
Myself, Tarun Burman. I am from Batanagar, Kolkata, sir, and I have completed my schooling from Amrita Vidyalayam, Kolkata.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. I'm Tuhin Das. I completed my class 12 studies from Don Bosco School, Lilwa, and I got admitted here through WBJE.
Okay. Swastik Kumar Ghosh.
Good evening, sir. I am Swastik Kumar Ghosh, and I have got admission through WBJE, and I am from North 24 Parganas, Kanchrapara.
Okay. So anybody left, or everybody already introduced yourself? Okay, then I'll start today the quantum mechanics. Before that, I'll just discuss with you the de Broglie hypothesis. So I'm just sharing my slide, and just wait. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first I shall start with the de Broglie hypothesis. Some of you may know this hypothesis because those who got admitted through lateral entry and studied this physics honors, they are conversant with this famous hypothesis. Just like photons can have a wave-like aspect. Any material particle, it could be an electron or proton or neutron or any ion or molecule, whatever may be, they can have some wave-like aspect. So can you say what are the characteristics of a wave? Anybody? Some properties of a wave. First, you tell me the characteristics of a wave. What are the characteristics?
So they carry some kind of energy.
Does not have. Particle can also.
Sir, amplitude, wavelength, frequency, and such.
Yes. These are the. So let E be the energy of a particle and P be the momentum of a particle. So the particle is associated with a wave having angular frequency omega, which is related to energy by the relationship E equal to H cross into omega, where H cross is the reduced Planck constant. You know about the Planck constant. If you divide Planck constant by twice pi, that is called the reduced Planck constant. So energy linear frequency, another is angular frequency. So angular frequency omega is equal to 2 pi into linear frequency, that is denoted by f. So the wave which is associated with the particle, the wavelength of this wave lambda can be given by lambda is equal to h by p. So this is the equation. It is a very famous equation. Equal to h divided by the momentum of the particle. So on the left hand side of the equation, this is the characteristic It is a beautiful equation which relates the wave property with the particle property. That is the de Broglie hypothesis. And for this equation, he was awarded Nobel Prize because he combined the wave with the particle. This is two separate things. People had a misconception that they could not be connected, but he was the first person who connected mathematically by some quantitative way by this hypothesis. Although it looks very simple, but the idea is a very novel idea, and for that he was awarded the Nobel Prize in physics. So here you see on the right hand side, it is the characteristic of a wave, and on the right hand side, it is the characteristic of a particle. So this equation combines both the wave and particle. Means the particle so first we can calculate the wavelength associated with an electron when the electron is subjected to some potential difference, say V1. So here you see, I'll send you these notes to you. Calculate de Broglie wavelength associated with an electron accelerated by a potential difference V1 volt. The kinetic energy of the electron, that is E, is equal to small e means it is the electronic charge, that is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 is SI unit is joule. The momentum P can be given by, you know that energy, this is the kinetic energy E, that is equal to P square by twice m0. M0 is the mass of an electron. It is the rest mass of an electron. So therefore, the momentum can be given by, it is the square root of twice m0 into E. And if we calculate the de Broglie wavelength associated with the electron when it is subjected to a potential difference of V1 volt, that is lambda equal to h by p. P can be given by root over twice m0 into E. If you do some mathematical manipulation, this calculation, it comes around 1.24 divided. So lambda will become 1.24 angstrom. So this wavelength is in the region of X-rays. So the wave which is associated with an electron, which is in having this potential energy of this E into V1. This wavelength is in the region of X-rays. So electrons will show, that if we increase the energy of an electron, that will reduce lambda far below it also. So you will get some kind of, again, X-ray. But if you lower the energy of the particle, you will get higher wavelength. So you can get and how much is the energy. Because H is the Planck's constant, it is constant. It cannot be changed. Therefore, by varying this energy, as well as if we consider a different body having different masses, you can change the associated wavelength also. From this experiment made by this Davison, Garmer, and G.P. Thompson also, who discovered or diffraction. You must be aware of this double slit experiment by this in optics also. In electrons also, the wave, if we actually perform experiment with electrons also, the wave associated with the electrons can show this interference and diffraction as well. So these are the experimental evidence. Therefore, the hypothesis, although it is a hypothesis, we can get this experimental evidence of this hypothesis. Any question so far?
No, sir.
So you can get the evidence of a wave showing this particle-like property. You know this photoelectric effect, where actually light shows the particle-like behavior. De Broglie hypothesis is that the particles like photons can have this wave-like aspect. This is the duality. Waves can also show particle-like characteristics, and in a similar way, particles can also show wave-like characteristics. So it is a duality. Such as photons. If we want to explain this photoelectric effect, Einstein explained this photoelectric effect by considering the light as a particle. Means it consists of numerous photons having energy E equal to h into nu. So any questions so far from anybody? Not yet. So now I come to the quantum mechanics. His method actually relies on the matrix algebra. That is why it is called the matrix mechanics. And independently, Schrödinger developed this wave equations that is called the wave mechanics. So we'll follow actually the method adopted by Schrödinger, that is the wave mechanics, because in many problems the solution becomes more easier if we follow the Schrödinger approach for solving this quantum mechanical problem. So now, although the two perspectives apparently appear to be different, but they are actually the same thing. Only some mathematical approach is different. Mathematical formulation is different. So there are many ways to develop this way. We just consider a few basic postulates and develop the wave equations employing them, and just justify them on the basis of the experimental results for this validation of these postulates. So I shall discuss three basic postulates pertaining to this quantum mechanics. First one is the, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So each particle in a physical system is described by a wave function psi. So it is a function of four variables: x, y, z. They are actually spatial variable. They vary in space. And the fourth one is the time variable, t. So if we consider a three-dimensional so there we need three coordinates, x, y, and z. These are called spatial coordinates. Along with it, additional coordinate is required to represent time. So x, y, z, and t. So psi, it is a wave function associated with a particle that is a function of four variables. Three variable for space and one is for time. So this function and this space derivative. Space derivative means derivative with respect to x, y, and z. So space derivative are continuous, finite, and single valued. So these are the this is the first postulate. Next one. So in dealing with these classical quantities such as energy is a classical quantity. Momentum is also a classical quantity. So we must relate these quantities with abstract quantum mechanical operators and defined in the following table, which you can see. So on the left hand side, these are the classical variables. X means the position variable. It is a classical variable. So its actually corresponding quantum operator is same, x. This is the actually the space coordinate. Next is a function, some function which is function of x. Momentum, it depends on the position and also the velocity of the particle. So it px. Its quantum corresponding quantum mechanical operator is h cross by j del x, where j is the root over -1. And energy, it is the classical variable. Its corresponding quantum mechanical operator is minus h cross by j del t. So energy is actually related to the partial differentiation with respect to time, and momentum, it is related to partial differentiation with respect to space. So for y and z coordinates also you will follow the same relationship. Now the third postulate, it is the probability of finding a particle with wave function psi in the volume element dx, dy, dz is psi star psi into dx, dy j by minus j, or vice versa. Wherever minus j appears, you just replace it by j. Then you will get this conjugate of psi. So psi star psi, it is actually the probability density multiplied by the volume element. It gives you the probability of finding a particle with wave function psi in the volume element dv, that is equal to dx dy into dz. So the product psi star psi is normalized so that if we integrate it from minus infinity to plus infinity, psi star psi into dx dy dz, it must be equal to unity, because the probability, the entire probability must be unity, because we assume that there will be no destruction of the particle, and there will not be any accumulation of particle from anywhere. So the particle, if the particle exists, there will be definitely within this infinite volume. So the probability must be equal to unity. Variable q by using equation 2. So to compute the average value of this quantity, this variable, that is denoted by this is the average value using this postulate 2, means second postulate. You have to integrate this relationship psi star, and QOP operates on this wave function. So QOP psi into this volume element and integrate over all possible volume. Means x from minus infinity to plus infinity, y from minus infinity to plus infinity, and same thing for z also. Then you can also compute this average value of q. Q could be position, q could be some function of position, like this. So now, so once you can find this function, wave function psi of a particle, you can also calculate its average position, energy, momentum, of course, within the limits of the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So therefore, we can also use these postulates to derive the Schrödinger wave equation. You know, the total mechanical energy, this total energy, that is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. And you know that the kinetic energy is equal to E. So using these postulates, you can replace this classical quantity P and E with its corresponding quantum mechanical operator. So for P, what you write? You just write C here. P means, Px means its corresponding quantum mechanical operator is H cross by J del del X. Similarly, here you see the quantum mechanical operator for energy E, that is equal to minus H cross by G J del del T. So if you just put this corresponding this quantum mechanical operator, you will find minus H cross square by twice M del square del x square psi xt. We are considering one-dimensional variable, only x. We are not considering here y and z for this moment. And potential energy, it is a function of position coordinate x. Psi xt equal to minus one-dimensional Schrödinger equation into three-dimensional equation. You must replace x by r. It is the positional vector. This r means xi plus jy plus kz. Okay. And on the right hand side, it will remain the same, only if you replace x by r. R is the positional vector. So equation 5 represents the three-dimensional Schrodinger wave equation. So here, wave function psi includes both space and time dependencies here. Now, how can you solve this equation? It is a non-linear equation, differential equation. But you must remember that there is no relationship between position coordinate and time coordinate, and they are independent of each other. So you can use this only the function of x only, this psi, lowercase psi x, and into phi t. Phi t is a function of time only. So in this way, you can separate out positional coordinate from the time coordinate. So now you just do some mathematical manipulation and substitute this. Here you will find on the left hand side, it is a function of only time coordinates. So if you actually see this or examine equation number 6, so on the left hand side, it is a function of time only, and on the right hand side, it is a function of position coordinate only. On the left hand side, this is a function of time only, and on the right hand side, it is a function of position only, but they are always equal to each other. That means this is equal to some constant. Otherwise, it can never happen, because time and space coordinate, they are independent of each other. And while maintaining its equality always, that means they must be equal to some constant. Therefore, we can set this value eta. Eta is a constant. And d phi dt is equal to eta by h cross into phi t. So phi can be written as a e to the power minus j eta t by h cross. So you can also set this eta by h cross with this omega t. So now you can reduce this equation. This phi t is equal to a e to the power minus j omega t. Here h cross omega is equal to E is the energy. So in terms of energy, phi t can be given by A e to the power minus j e t by h cross. So here the right hand side becomes 1 upon psi x minus h cross square by twice m d2 dx square psi x plus vx equal to and here you will find that there is no time here. That means time, it actually represents the time independent Schrodinger equation. So is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So I shall send you this material and you will share it. Today I'll not discuss at length, but next Monday I'll discuss some solutions, how to carry out solutions of Schrodinger equation in one-dimensional potential well, then potential barrier and some other problems also. So if you have any question, you can ask. All of you, are you conversant with this quantum mechanics who have who was admitted through joint entrance, or it is the first time you are being?
Yes, sir. We had the quantum mechanics in our second semester.
Second semester. Okay. So what are the problems you carried out?
The problems were from de Broglie's wavelength and
No, I'm talking about this
then
employing Schrodinger equation. This is one-dimensional
no,
potential
sir.
well, and this potential
I think we
barrier.
had
Yes, sir.
only
Yes, sir. They were done, and we were shown the derivations of them as well.
Okay. So I'll quickly like this, and then I'll move it to the actual physical electronics part. It is your, then it will be a recapitulation, but some ideas will be there regarding how to employ this quantum mechanics in the understanding of motion of electrons in a semiconductor. Okay. So next Monday also, uh, actually this time is comfortable for me because during daytime I'll be busy with many meetings and all the other activities. So we'll meet again next Monday at 7. Okay.
okay, sir.
Okay. So thank you. I'll send you this material to your group email so that you can go through it.
Okay, sir.
So I'm leaving now.